Toshikated Gaming.
Hello everyone, this is Toshikated. So today we will be looking at Sect, which is open at level 61. There's a lot of different sects that you can join to get different skills. And today I'll be showing you guys the Dragon Gate Inn Sect, which is the 龙门客栈. So you will be required to find Zhang San inside the prison. The first thing you have to find is to find Zheng Qi at Hangzhou to enter the prison. Now, once you are loaded into the prison, you will have to find Zhang San. He's located right at the other end within one of the prison cell. So now let me fast forward to the back of the prison cell. So if you are unable to find him, you can actually key in 110, 110 on the coordinates on the map and it will mark him down. So actually he's hidden behind one of the cell. So when you tap on him, you will be able to trigger the Dragon Gate Inn Sect quest. So after the conversation, he will actually teleport you to a forest and you will then need to defeat the monster there. So now we are actually teleported to the outer area, and then after the conversation, the monster will then appear. That's where you will need to defeat the monsters and then he will come back again. Now this boss is actually not very hard to defeat, it's just that he will run a lot. So if you have range skills, you can actually utilize it to defeat him. Next up, we have some bears that we need to defeat. And after the bears, we have the wolves. Now after you defeat the wolves, Zhang San will appear again. The conversation will then take place again and he will tell you the next step. Next, you will be teleported out and then go to your quest. Under the adventure, look for Heart's Choice. And once you activate the tracking, you will be led to the bamboo forest. Now, one of the good tips is actually once you activated the tracking, you can actually manually track to the location instead of using the pathfinding feature, which will actually take up quite a lot of time. So by manually maneuvering to the place, it will be much easier. Once you found the place, you will be able to find an NPC to defeat. Do take note that there might be some NPCs monsters as well around the corner, so just take them out before you start your quest. Next, you will find Ren Xiao here, and by defeating him, you will trigger the quest to continue the Dragon Gate Inn Sect quest. Now do take note that Ren Xiao can be quite hard to fight, so if possible, if you have a friend or someone nearby, get them to help you with fighting the boss, so it will be much easier. Now, after you defeat him, the next quest will trigger and you will have to go to the Land of the Quicksand. So if you look on the map, it's actually quite far away and you can't really teleport there. So we actually have to manually track to the Land of the Quicksand because by using the auto pathfinding, it doesn't actually brings you there. I believe there are actually several routes to lead there. I actually went from the Valiant camp to this Dragon Gate Inn. So eventually you will actually reach this barren land with nothing. Keep following the marker and you will eventually face some weird sandstorm right before you enter the Dragon Gate Inn. So here we can actually see the Dragon Gate Inn, and this is the weird sandstorm right before you enter the place. So here this is the Dragon Gate Inn where you can continue your quest for the Dragon Gate Inn Sect. So as you continue the conversation, you will actually find Zhang San here again. Next, just follow Zhang San all the way into the inn to find the female boss owner. So just make sure you follow him closely until you reach the next NPC to continue. Now after you interact with the boss lady, you will eventually be able to join into the Dragon Gate Inn Sect. However, this is just the beginning of joining a sect. There are also subsequent quests that you will need to complete in order to unlock the different skills within the sect. Next, you will be able to see what skills that you can actually learn within the guild sect. And by completing the various quests, you will then unlock the different skill set. Next, I'll go through with you guys how to obtain the item that is required for Dragon Gate Inn. and that is indicated as the purple and the orange item within the guild pursuit. Next, go to Yanmen Pass and then key in the following coordinates. Now you'll reach Jingbian Temple, go straight in and then pay respect. So this will actually trigger the exploration quest. From here you can actually see that a piece of jade actually dropped off from one of the statue. Simply just go and pick it up and then socket it back into this statue. And that will actually trigger the next action from the statue. So after you picked it up, you will actually realize that for the other 3 statues, you actually need to pick up jade eyes and then socket them in. Next, if you follow the path, you will actually reach this area where there's actually a small hut by the river. As you enter the hut, you will actually be able to find a statue there. Just interact with that statue and you will actually find a classified scroll. Now this classified scroll will now require you to assemble the pieces onto the map. So if you take a look at the map, there are actually some small black triangles. And if you are able to match the small black triangles, you will be able to piece all of the different pieces together and find the location of the next classified scroll. So the next second classified scroll is actually right across the river up this cliff, where you will be able to find another statue nearby. So do the similar things, open the statue and then utilize the classified scroll to set up the next puzzle. So after again you piece all these 4 of the puzzle again, you will be able to find the next location. Now the next and the last location is actually across the river again, near the forest, where you will be able to find the third statue. And after you picked up the last jade eyes, you will then be able to head back to the Jingbian Temple. Simply socket the 3 jade eyes onto the other 3 statues and it will trigger the next action. You will then see a cutscene, so simply just head behind this stone wall and you will actually find an entrance. Next, use the open door interaction and you will be able to open up this tomb and then be able to move into this area. Now as you move into this next area, you will then reach a place whereby you will have to defeat the wild boar in order to unlock the chest. Now defeat this wild boar and you will be able to open the chest. So this chest actually contains a series of items including the Limit Breaker Blade, which is one of the prerequisite items for the Dragon Gate Inn quest. So here if you look at the Growth Pursuit, under Dragon Gate Appointment, you will require this Limit Breaker's Blade. Now for Dragon Gate Inn, you will actually require another item which is under Breath. If you unlock all of the Bai Li Post Station, you will actually be able to receive this Secret Scroll. Now this Peerless Secret Scroll is actually used for the last quest of the Dragon Gate Inn. So if you were to scroll back to the Dragon Gate Inn Sect and then under the Growth Pursuit, under the last quest which is called Freedom to Roam, and then you will see that you have actually unlocked one of the prerequisites. Apart from the items, you will also need case solving skills level as well as the fame achievement to unlock everything.